Nutrition Depot, your fitness fuel. Welcome to Nutrition Depot Podcast. I'm Hannah Bacani, your host, and this month is so special because it's Women's Month. So today we celebrate why women should lift, Women's Month edition. We're joined by two very strong, empowered women whom I look up to so much. We have Pao Alviz, BS Sports Science from University of Santo Tomas, batch 2017, and powerlifter and strongman athlete. Ooh. And then we also have Ida Paras-Cruz, coach that specializes in women's fitness, founder of the Movement Studio, purple belt in jiu-jitsu, and my sister who taught me how to do my first deadlift, to do my first squat, push-up, pull, everything, you name it. Hi.
Wow, that's a very biased introduction.
It's already.
No, I've known her since 2017.
We tried to do a podcast during the pandemic, which failed miserably. We did one episode.
It's hard to find time.
Yeah.
During the pandemic?
Yeah. And like you have to set up not pandemic. It was like towards the end of pandemic, right?
Yeah.
So,
but we made an Instagram account. That's how far it is.
You can plug your Instagram.
No, it's my online shop na now.
Yeah. It's our first time meeting, and I'm so happy to finally meet you because it's my first time meeting a strongman athlete.
Yeah, damn.
How does that work? What do you lift? I'll do that.
I usually do yung static version of strongman. So it's usually held every October and then worldwide siya. So sabay-sabay nag-lifts lahat ng tao all over the world. So yung lifts mo doon will be two lifts lang. So you have your axle deadlift and your log and press. So yung log is like a barrel. So it's a similar movement lang siya sa clean and jerk ng weightlifting. And then yung axle deadlift naman, yun yung parang wheelbarrow.
The giant
wheel.
Yes.
Oo. Tapos yung bar na gamit namin doon is an axle bar. So you need like a strap in order for you to hold the bar. Kasi hindi siya just thing sa hands mo.
Have you ever competed abroad?
I haven't, but some of
You're
my...
getting there.
Well,
That's
I
the
think
goal.
so this year.
Nice.
That's the goal.
This year? Okay, nice.
This year, because someone's inviting me to like try the sport in another country, but we'll see.
You have to qualify for it or...
For Worlds, yes.
Yeah.
But yung ginagawa here in the Philippines, it's a qualifier event.
How did you get into it? It's a... Two interviewers. How did you get into it?
Go. Well, yung previous work ko kasi, they are known before na powerlifting facility. So what happened was, everyone's a powerlifter. As someone with zero knowledge with the sport or any strength sport in general, I was really curious na how will I learn the fundamentals of the sport and paano ko rin siya iti-teach or ituturo doon sa mga future clients ko. And then there's one colleague of mine na na-shock ako dun sa sinabi niya na in order for you to learn the fundamentals and to teach the sport, kailangan mag-undergo ka muna as an athlete.
Right.
Kasi yes, the books will be there, the YouTube videos will be there, pero iba yung feeling kapag ikaw na mismo yung nasa shoes ng mga future clients.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a lot better as a coach to also be in their shoes and recognize what they're going through. Were you always into powerlifting or lifting weights?
I think, yes. Siguro nag-start yung parang journey ko with like lifting weights or strength training because of curiosity. Because back in my internship year, during my first experience sa commercial gym setup, nakita ko may mga few females pa lang naman yung nag-lift. And I was so curious about the feeling of it. Tapos, ikaw ba, nung first time mong nag-lift, meron ka bang parang something different? I feel.
It's a different... 2017, I remember distinctly. I was actually with Ida at the gym. We were sneaking in.
Yeah.
I wasn't a member. I wasn't a member. My God. Okay, anything for the fitness. But my first squat with the bar felt so powerful.
And she kind of discovered that she was actually strong. Parang like our first, because normally like 40 kilos for a beginner who's never lifted. You know, parang biglang 40 kilos.
Surprise siya.
How do you feel? Easy lang. And I didn't, okay, let's add some more. And then I think we ended a first session. We ended at like 57.5 kilos. I'm like,
Beyond on the first day.
you're strong, yeah. And at that time, and I was like teaching her. I was lifting like maybe 50, ganyan lang. You know, ito parang what? Power of use.
Yeah.
I want more. That's fun. But don't make me do a deadlift. My first deadlift was like so difficult. Everything.
Grabe, her squat.
Yeah. But the Ida taught me everything. How did you begin, Eve?
I was a 90s girl, so I was like a super party girl. Like I didn't have a sport, nothing. Couldn't even think of like lifting a finger. I was one of those like, oh, skinny's the best, you know. I needed to be skinny. And now he's my husband. At that time, he's my boyfriend. 2010, 2011, he got me to jiu-jitsu. And that one, I really liked. Like, I really liked it. But then, at that time, jiu-jitsu wasn't as open to girls yet. So, my gym at that time were full of, like, men. And, you know, so I couldn't do anything. And then, parang my husband now said, why don't you try lifting? And then I was one of those girls that I don't want to get bulky.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I did it. And then the first time I submitted a person, just not in a competition, just in, you know, training, sparring. I was like, oh, I like this. And then that's how it started. And then me and my husband are both kind of nerdy. We spent most of our life studying. So I guess that I came from dentistry and jiu-jitsu became my outlet, and, you know, kind of translated to lifting because I didn't really like dentistry. And I don't know, that's just how it happened. And then I started geeking out about diets, about lifting, proper ways of, you know, most efficient way of lifting and moving and not getting injured. So that's how it started. It's really, my roots talaga was jiu-jitsu. And then from there, everything kind of stemmed.
But you know what? I think it's a thing na if you're from a medical field and then you started experiencing yung life sa gym, mag-iba yung perspective.
Yeah, because you
diba?
see, because at that time pa when I started, we were studying anatomy. So I was like, whoa, this is the muscle.
This muscle.
Yeah, so I got so addicted to it. And then, you know, you start learning digestion, all these things. Like really basic. I was dentist. I was in medical school talaga. Yeah, and then it was just fun. I guess I was like relating both to each other. So it kind of made school for me fun. And at the same time, I was getting stronger. And then how I became a fitness coach, it's just a bunch of friends. Hannah was one of the start. Like, I didn't charge her anything. I had 3 guinea pigs at that time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, can I just live with you? And then I was applying the things that I was learning.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone said, why don't you, you know, try to coach other people? And then I started doing that, and now here I am. And then me and my husband opened another studio because I've always wanted women to not be scared of lifting, because I know what it's like to think that lifting will make you bulky and muscle isn't feminine. But that's always been my purpose, to really spread that word. And so we made the movement studio. It's some cardio still for the girlies now. There's still cardio, I promise. And then there's a lot of lifting also for strength training. And thankfully people...
Yeah, no, a lot of people started their lifting journey in the movement studio because we teach the basic like hinge, squat, push, pull, twist, and all these other movements. How did you guys get over that mentality of people thinking that lifting will make you bulky? Because I think you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was very purely anecdotal. I saw it in myself. So that's when I started. And me pa, when I like something, I'll really try to get all my friends. It's like, guys, I swear. And they were
the real influencer. Yeah.
Blah. Good thing also, while I was riding that, nauso yung trend na parang yung strong women. It got uso at early mid 2014. All these fitness studios started sprouting out of nowhere. So I kind of like got in the trend. And so a lot of people got curious, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, I lift. And they're like, let's try. And usually it's like, oh, I can't lift like that. And then when you see the girl, your client or a friend lift, I saw it on Hannah's face when she first lifted. Like, what? I'm this strong.
Magical.
There's a light. And I guess that's also what keeps me going as a personal trainer. it's like making people come out, women come out of the gym feeling, oh my God, I can own the gym. Because usually before there was a stigma. Even I had that, like, oh wait, the free weights are only for
guys.
For
And
guys.
colored dumbbell.
Yeah.
Tapos yung mga maliliit
The pink
lang.
one.
The cute
Yung
one.
pink one.
Like the max weight, yung mga ganun, usually 8 pounds.
10,
10
yeah,
pounds.
10.
So parang very...
And it's black pa, so it's not feminine.
Yes. So may mga female bar nga rin na tinatawag. Usually yung mga magagaan.
Yeah, 15, yeah, usually.
But you know what? After the pandemic, biglang nag-skyrocket yung dami ng female lifters.
Powerlifters.
Powerlifters, yes. Strongman, not so much. But female lifters here in the Philippines and also abroad, biglang ang dami na nila. Sometimes nagugulat na rin yung mga boys, even the male counterparts na, oh my God, kaya niya magbuhat. Like recently lang, yung recent na powerlifting event this week, parang there's a girl who lifted 210 kilograms. For that, 210 kilograms. Girl, she's like the strongest girl dun sa buong event na yun.
Wow.
And then, parang yung 200 nga before, yun yung tina-target ng most of the male population eh. And then now, parang normal na lang sa mga girls na ma-target din yung ganong weight. So, it's so fun to see a lot of the female population na into getting stronger na.
Yeah.
And I think when you told us a while ago, pagdating dun sa takot sila maging bulky, then sa commercial gym, yeah, it's very common. But
I still get it also.
But marami na kasing studies ngayon na lumalabas na even if you do a training program na designed for the male counterpart, hindi ka pa rin magiging bulky because mas lower yung testosterone level natin compared to them. So, the female out there na listening, okay matakot. Yes, she's also lifting and hindi naman kami bulky.
We look strong and feminine.
Yes.
And empowered. I love that. And I know a lot of people are listening right now and they've never lifted anything. What advice would you give them to start lifting weights or to get into their strength training journey?
Well, first of all, if they tell me I've never lifted, first thing I'll ask them is, have you ever lifted your luggage? Have you ever lifted a table to move it or your couch, move it somewhere else? That's already lifting. Did you get bulky from that? No. Do you want to be more efficient at lifting those things and carrying your child and lifting your grocery, bringing it up to your apartment or something? That's lifting. And, when they start seeing the connection, it's like, oh, yeah.
The functionality.
Yeah, the functionality. Because before, I think a lot of women can't apply it to regular life. So every time it's like, oh my God, Ida, I've never lifted before. I don't know where to start. Everyone has lifted something in their lives, diba? So when they start seeing the connection, then it kind of takes out the fear. So every time I have a beginner client, I always start with, all right, so like deadlift. Just imagine you're lifting your luggage because my clients are all marked.
They love traveling.
Yeah,
Carrying their whole lives in their bag.
Have you ever lifted your luggage from here to the X-ray? And then they're like, yeah, exactly that. And then they kind of like, oh, it's like this. That's not how my clients sound. I don't know why I made that voice.
For dramatic effect, okay. That sounds like me. Oh my God, I'm strong na.
No, that's not how they sound. Yeah, but how about you?
Well, on the commercial gym perspective naman, if you're someone who wanted to start lang your fitness journey or your strength journey, what I highly suggest is to look for a community
That's very good.
na ma-vibe mo. Kasi, 'di ba, ang goal usually ng mga gyms is to create a community para magstay doon yung tao. So, I suggest kunwari, ito yung kay Ida, yung TMS niya. It's a good community. I have friends who joins your TMS studio. So, kasi like-minded individuals kayo eh.
True.
Kaya mas magstay, mas may connection kayo. And also, we guys are lucky. I don't know, are you familiar with the Facebook group, yung Strong Girls Philippines? It's by
Part of that.
Hernandez, tsaka si na Ivanka. So, we're lucky kasi meron ng community na ganun sa Facebook.
Powerlifting pala.
It's fitness in general.
There's also
I'm not part of
women's
that. I don't.
I need to join that.
Only female group siya. It empowers women. Ang maganda rin kasi doon, when someone is looking for a coach, ang inaalaw lang nila is also a female coach. Like, you can't parang suggest a male coach dun sa group na yon. And then, para rin siyang, for the people na takot mag-start sa gym, they keep on asking, meron bang taga-ganitong place? Can we, like, go together since I am... So, it's nice. It's a great, really like that. So, you guys should join there.
Yeah.
It's a great community.
Send us an invite.
Yes. I'm not on that. Wait lang. Let me figure it out.
Like, send the link.
The link. Okay, so it's Strong Girls Philippines. That's Strong Girls Club Philippines. So, during the pandemic, very active sila. I did some talk na rin there. But gusto ko lang now is yung community doon. Kasi, di ba, usually, when people post yung mga photos din nila ng before and after, sometimes, ang negative ng ang negative ng impact dun sa mga ibang hindi nakakaintindi kung paano yung world natin.
Right.
So doon, they empower women na parang it's a safe space for us. Na kahit anong i-post mo doon, there's no judgment.
What do you mean negative? Yung
What do they say?
yeah.
Na parang wala namang progress. Nasaan yung progress? So,
You know, online, on
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram,
on Facebook, madaming gano'n. Yung mga,
Angkas ba
I
yun?
call them keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Very judgmental people. Tapos, syempre, yung mga tao na, alam mo yun, meron na silang pinagdadaanan mentally.
Yeah.
Tapos, makaka-receive ka pa ng negative comment.
A lot of courage to expose yourself before and after. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know, and then to get that kind of reaction,
Kasi isipin mo,
Crystal Katikati sometimes.
nakakita ka na ng results. You feel a lot confident.
Yeah.
Tapos may biglang someone na magko-comment, random person na hindi mo kilala, tapos i-degrade ka niya. Parang nakakawala.
Yeah,
confidence.
Oh my God.
And I hate how sometimes the progress that you have is not really physical. It's like mental, physical. I sleep better, I eat better,
Yes.
but then they shut you down like
Yeah.
that. That's awful.
Oo.
I love that group. So it's also great for accountability.
And usually for beginners, it's the encouragement that keeps them going, like community, having like an accountability partner. They're so vulnerable that if you just break a little bit, they'll just fall apart. So you that's always, you have to build the habit, you have to build the confidence.
Yes.
And because they're so vulnerable at that time, it's so easy for them they're not yet attached to the lifestyle. It's not yet part of their routine. So you have to really like drill it into them to really get consistent and everything.
Yes.
So if something like that, if you're trying to build your discipline and your routine, and then someone breaks you down, it's so easy to just detach from it. And then, it's not nice. Mga people here pala mean, diba?
At the real ka na
Don't do that.
sa progress na ma-reach mo yung goal na sinet.
Yeah. I know.
I like how you brought up the prioritizing that time and getting hooked in that moment, in that sphere. I wanted to ask you guys, how can you prioritize self-care and fitness in your busy schedules right now? You're doing so much.
Oh, me first? Well, for me, I've been doing this for more than a decade, so it's kind of part of my routine already. I guess I'm gonna talk to the people who don't have it yet in their lives. You just have to keep showing up. Sometimes it's at the start, even if I take a break for, let's say, 2 weeks, it's so hard to get back into the the routine again, to the groove of it. When you get sick, it's hard to get. So you really have to keep showing up, and believe it or not, thinking about the workout is gonna be so difficult. Like, oh my God, I have 10 million things to do, and then I have to lift pa, and then I'm gonna be so tired. Trust me, it's so cliche, but you'll never regret a workout. You'll feel so good after. It's so good for mental health.
Yes.
Especially that's so uso now.
Workout
Oh my God. It's so now mental. I see it on TikTok and everything. Oh, mental health. The first thing you do is move, get your blood circulating, get those endorphins, excreting out of it. That's the first thing. But if you not just lie down, nothing's gonna happen. You really need to move.
We need to start from
we were created to really move our bodies and be active.
Having a friend that really pushes you. I remember this one time I was in bed. I get a call from Ida. I think like 6 a.m. or something. We had promised the night before that we were going to go to the gym. And I was like, Eads, I don't feel good. Like, I'm still really sleepy right now. But she called me. She said these words verbatim. discipline. And you know what? To this day, I still use it. If I'm lazy or something, I'll open my discipline.
Yung voice.
Narinig ko yung voice niya. And discipline,
I'm on my way.
yeah, discipline, I'm on my way. You just have to like convince yourself sometimes. How about you, Pao?
Well, I have two ways for that one. The first one is, if you're the type of person na starting pa lang, it's better na you go or like gawin mo muna yung parang non-structured approach to exercise or to fitness. So you can start with doing any physical activity that you enjoy muna. Isingit mo siya dun sa day mo. Like counting, walking, dancing, or pwedeng yung mga window shopping. If you're,
That's dangerous.
Okay?
That's dangerous.
that's walking, diba? Mm-hmm.
Window shopping is a dangerous stuff.
And then you look for a friend. Katulad nyo, na parang an accountability partner. If you want to do something together, you can start from that. And then if you're someone naman na who wanted to progress, na I wanted to have a structured program, gusto ko na mag-join ng gym, I want to have my own coach, the best tip that I can give you is to look for the sustainable schedule for you sa week mo. So for example, in order for you na ma-achieve yung goal mo, ang optimal is like 5 days per week. Pero paano if you're someone na very busy sa work, plus meron ka pang mga personal errands after
family?
Yes. Paano mo isisingit yung 5 kung alam mo sa sarili mo na kaya mo lang is 3 days i-commit every week? So, diba, let's say, yes, mabagal yung progress with 3 days, but I'd rather choose that 3 days na meron akong small, consistent progress every week compared to the 5 days na hindi ko naman makommit every week. Diba? So, it's better to find the most sustainable schedule for you even on your most busiest week or stressful week with work.
Yeah, and to add to that, yeah, parang a lot of people, when they decide, you kind of wake up one day and you say, I'm going to be fit today. I'm going to start, changing my life. And then they change so many things at the same time. They'll get rid of they'll change their pantry, their diet, they'll change their
wake up early.
Yes.
If they're afternoon people naman pala, they'll try to wake up at 5 a.m. because, I don't know, internet says 5 a.m. is the most efficient way, and you're fit if you wake up early. And then, they'll commit to working out twice a day, 6 times a week. And then what's going to happen is they'll burn out. And just like what I said, beginners are so vulnerable. So if you're super, super busy, and even I do that at my level now, if I know my workout's going to take 2 hours, but I only have 30 minutes, I still show up and just finish it. At least you still get the habit there. But instead of like, because once you start saying that, I only have 30 minutes to finish, but my workout's so long, tomorrow na, that habit of like saying tomorrow, soon enough, it's gonna be gone. Like, you'll forget about it na.
How long does it take to build that habit?
It depends per person for me. It depends how committed they are. It depends on how sometimes they kind of deflect it. And, girls are naturally matigas ulo. We're stubborn beings. So we'll try to be like, no, I can do it tomorrow. Okay,
Have a lot of time.
I have a lot of time.
I have a lot of time on my hands.
Following this self-love movement, this might be a controversial take, but how do you make yourself move if other people are saying you're already good as you are? How do you elevate yourself from that?
Well, if people say you're skinny na,
you're
workout.
skinny na, you're good. You don't have to na yan. You look good. Okay na yan. You look fit.
Well, for me, there's always room for improvement. Once you think you've settled at where you are, that means you've given up.
Yeah.
So I think there's always like room for getting better, stronger. If you think you've reached your like fitness level already, like, all right, I can't be more muscular than this. I'm happy here. Then go change, do a sport, and then use that muscle for something else, and then it's another journey, right? So it's those things always translated to everything in life.
And also, you don't listen to what other people say.
Yeah, period.
But it's hard to do that sometimes.
True.
Sometimes you get so, even for me, it bothers you sometimes. I can't. It's easier said than done to like don't listen to others. Sometimes you see all these people telling you, no, you're fine, you still work out.
Yeah.
Or nadadala ka eh.
Or you're too this or
Yeah.
that.
Hey, are you sure? My mom na lang would always say, hey, naku, stop lifting na. You have to get pregnant.
Oh yeah, similar.
Yeah, parang, that's not good for I'm like, oh my God.
What's the biggest thing that you want to debunk or common myths in weightlifting or misconceptions?
We debunked the one a while ago na yung sa you're gonna get bulky. Yung working out kapag may period. I usually hear this a lot sa mga clients ko na, coach, ayoko mag-workout kasi mayroon akong period ngayon, masama daw yun. Ganun. Wala kasing scientific study pa.
Actually, the complete opposite. You're stronger leg day when you have your period.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, because estrogen levels mas mabilis
The week before, that's when you're weakest because your body's like ready to release all of it.
There's a scientific study.
And then once you have your period, that's actually the best day to do leg day.
Let's talk about the cycle real quick, because I think we need to explore that in terms of training. You're the strongest, or you should do your heavy leg day.
Not for all. I'm not saying general, but that's
the
what.
generous
Yeah, that's usually right when when you get your period. Of course, sometimes because some women, me naman, I'm kinder when like they're really in pain. But I believe you. That's not an excuse na, di ba, meron pa yung mababa pa daw yung matres.
Oo. So, parang, if you have a period.
And it's actually, and a lot of women who get that lift have been lifting all their lives, and then they get pregnant. It's actually so much easier for them to push it out. As in, I know some
muscles.
Yeah, because you know how to contract it. It's like, let's go. Like my friend, 15 seconds, pop out.
Mas mabilis nga daw yung delivery.
15 seconds, minutes.
Seconds. It's just
minutes, 15 minutes.
Lift your up, but you're like 10 seconds.
That pelvic floor,
yes.
When you know how to engage it, that's what you need for giving birth. So it's not gonna lower your mattress down.
So what part of the cycle where you can pull back? Mattress is so intense, I just had a visual that it dropped. So part of the cycle.
Hindi na siya mattress.
I get that mic from my mom all the time.
What part of the cycle where we can pull back a little bit and accept that we are weaker at this state?
It depends from person to person actually. But if you're, before kasi, yung sa study na yun, it's for those na regular yung period sa 28-day yung cycle. So, they said na, studies show na kapag papalapit na yung period mo, ito yung PMS week, pansinin mo, mas malakas ka mag-cardio over lifting.
Yeah.
And then, during the bleeding week, and then up to your ovulation week, yun yung malakas ka mag-lifts. So, mas maganda daw ipasok mo yung mga PR lifts mo during the bleeding first 14 days of the period week.
Yeah.
Kasi mataas ang estrogen levels, mas mabilis ka mag-recover during these days. And pansinin mo kapag papalapit na yung period week mo, correct, no? Parang ang sluggish ng feeling.
Yeah. Heavy.
Kaya dun pinapasok yung cardio. But, this will depend on your training age.
Yeah.
If you're a beginner, yes, it can work for you. Pero if intermediate ka na or talagang elite athlete ka na, this won't work for you. So, ang sinasuggest namin, if you're on your period, feel mo mag-PR, tara PR tayo, sabayan natin yung willpower mo. Comparing it to like, if you're elite athlete, kasi pa-follow natin yung sinasabi ng study, sayang naman.
Yeah.
Na nagpipeak ka na on this week, bakit pa natin ika-cut because ito yung sinabi ng science.
And if you're in the elite stage, you kind of know your body a lot more. So, menstrual cycle won't really, so your drive to win, and that, you have that mental discipline na to like,
parang wala na.
Dysmenorrhea was that.
Yes.
Doesn't exist. We only collect medals.
And I don't know, if nanonood this nyo, with strength training or exercise, mas nalalesen yung occurrence of dysmenorrhea.
Yeah, true.
Very less painful na yung mga periods.
Although I reached a certain age when it came back.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah.
28.
Ida? 37. For me naman, following your question, it's the stigma na parang when you tell people, come train with me, start lifting, and then they'll give you the answer, no, wait, I'll train muna to be stronger. Or, I'll wait muna.
First,
I'll wait muna. I'll try to like get into the habit. So let's say I ask them to lift with me. Like, no, I'll do my cardio muna.
Yes.
And when I feel strong there, then maybe.
Enough.
Yeah. For me, it's like, you have to train for specificity. So if you want to start lifting, you want to get stronger, cardio, I have nothing against cardio, but if you want to build endurance, then yes, of course, you have to train your cardio. But then if you want to get lifting, you can't train cardio and expect to, bulk up your
strength. To get strong, yeah. Right.
It's two different things, which are both good. But, that's, oh my God, every time I hear that,
here we go again.
But that's usually like a sign for me of, oh boy, here we go. And then you crack your knuckles and yeah. But that's a stigma that I want people to get rid of. If you want to try something, like let's say, this is what I always hear for jiu-jitsu and TMS. Like they want to try it so much. They really want to try it, but they're so scared because they don't think they're strong enough. I always tell them, you always have to begin somewhere. And what kind of beginner became good na instantly, became automatic elite, except for Hannah, who just on her first day lifted
almost 60
heavy. But for regular people, my God, you have to suck talaga the amount of sweat and bruises I got from jiu-jitsu training when I started. But you have to keep showing up, then you'll get good. That's for me.
It's not an overnight.
Yeah, you can't train for something that you want to be good at. You have to go there, train, show up, and then you'll be good.
Yeah. I like how you're setting your expectations very realistically.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what makes people stick to the program more and not as intimidated. Because as you mentioned, you're not going to enter there as a super strong athlete already. We all started somewhere. Yes. So again, for those that are listening, start lifting.
You got to start and baby steps.
Yeah.
Steps, yeah. Hindi naman at first na pagpasok mo ng gym, para ka ng si Hannah na 60 kg.
Yeah.
Diba?
And also this notion na parang they're embarrassed to go to to lift weights because they feel like they're gonna look dumb doing it. Trust me, no one is looking at you. Everyone's looking
on their own.
Everyone's on their own and looking at their own thing. No one's judging you unless you do those ridiculous things that you see on like mga jeep. Yung tawag na nakakatawa yung parang mga like that. Don't do anything ridiculous. But if you're just going there, starting out, maybe someone will make a friend and someone will help you. Gyms now are actually very much kinder than it was before.
True.
Yeah. But everyone's just minding their own business. Yeah. No one's looking at you.
Preferred naman usually ng mga commercial gym owners din na mostly beginners.
Yeah.
Ang nandun. So technically, kapag pumasok ka sa isang gym, most of them are like you then.
Yeah.
We're all beginners in the gym and then you all start from somewhere. Tapos magugulat ka make kayo ng friends kasi para-parents din kayo ng goal eh.
Yeah. I like that. As a competitive athlete, I know you focus on recovery as well as properly supplementing yourself. What supplements do you take?
I usually take during my workout BCAA plus a carb supplement and also creatine. So that's my secret.
Is it a cocktail?
It's like a cocktail. Kasi usually, yung training namin lasts for like 2 to 3 hours. Before kasi, ayun pala, I'm affiliated with Coach Tim Nutrition. So before meeting him, ang usual na baon ko sa training ko is donuts. Anything carb heavy.
Kasi 2 to 3 carbs, not
carbs, diba? 2 to 3 hours eh. And I feel sluggish, parang hindi naman ako nag-i-improve. But when I started like adding like the right supplements during my workout, nakita ko ang laki ng improvement with my performance. Also, before I was taking pre-workout pa eh. But now it depends.
Pre-workout.
But now it depends na lang on my like energy levels in the morning or before going to the gym. So sometimes kasi if you're someone na meron kasi I don't know sa lifting, sometimes may anxiety kami before lifting.
So with the pre-workout.
No, before the pre-workout pa.
Okay.
Parang nagkakaroon kami ng mga gut issues before. So if you add like a caffeine pa to that anxiety, mas lalong tataas yung anxiety levels mo kasi. So mas lalo parang nasisira yung focus mo on what you're currently doing. So right now, meron din parang sports psych na kasama when taking supplements. Are you like that as well?
Sports psych?
Na parang yung arousal levels mo. Gina-gauge ko kung magte-take ako ng caffeine based on my arousal level.
No, I just gotta base it on how I feel. if it's like an upper body day, coffee will do. But if it's like day, we're gonna need pre-workout. Well, I'm not competitive.
Yes.
I just live for
fun.
For fun.
Yes.
Funsies.
So iba talaga yung
Yeah, but I can't even imagine the amount of weight that you lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably will get anxiety also. I used to feel that way with when I used to compete. Not, I didn't really compete a lot, but that when I used to compete in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
And then my first one, my husband now gave me C2.
C2. Yeah.
Yeah, yun lang yung pre-workout.
That was my first.
And the red one.
Yeah.
So he gave me that. I was so nervous. It was my first competition ever in my life. Parang I drank. And my husband was out, like, somewhere. I took another scoop by the time I was at
Secret scoop?
Yeah, I
For an extra.
scoops total that day. Thank God I was
You survived.
C4. C2 pala yung iced tea drink.
Oh my God.
C4.
No, because I'm Nutri-Bio na now.
Nutri-Bio.
No. But yeah, oh my God, I can't even take that. C2. Apple flavor.
Honestly, I thought you were talking about the drink.
No, naman yun that I did the C4.
C4, yes, it's a pre
I had 4 scoops of that. I was really, but I won.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Worth it. Worth the jitter.
Yeah, but now for me my supplements, aside from my vitamins, I take creatine. Ladies, oh my God, please
Every day.
take creatine every single day. It's the most researched, most benign supplement that you'll ever have, and it can only do you good. Like, it's only gonna benefit you. It's not true that it's gonna make you bulky. It's gonna make you puffy. That is such a myth. I don't even know where it started. Second, there's a pre-workout. Any form of caffeine. Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes it's coffee. Depends on the day. If I'm tamad, then I take my pre-workout. Because sometimes it helps me when I'm really lazy. I take my pre-workout, and then you say, nandito na tayo. And then you just go to the gym. Sayang naman, I feel the jiggly. Yeah, I feel it on my nose already. Might as well.
I love that.
I love it.
I love that itch. I live for it.
And then the third one is protein powder. Like, that's those 3 things lang.
What flavor Nutri-Bio isolate?
Chocolate.
Alpine vanilla.
Anything chocolate for me.
Kasi bagay siya with everything. You can do with everything.
True.
Me, I take kasi my protein shake with coffee. So I like it like chocolatey. Yeah.
I learned that from you.
Yeah.
Para mocha flavor siya.
Do you guys have any other protein recipes that you can share?
I don't ask me about protein pancakes. Man, I fail that miserably. It always tastes like carton. I don't know how people do it. Even the banana, like that.
Well, actually, there's a protein powder kasi for baking.
Yeah.
Before kasi yung typical na sinishake lang na protein drinks. But parang mahirap siyang iluto eh.
Yeah.
Or i-bake.
There's a fine line where it starts disintegrating and tastes.
So better to drink your protein.
Yeah, just drink my protein.
My urge right now is yogurt, and then mix it, and then add like fixins, fruits, all that.
If you want it to be like high volume, you add a jello, a sugar-free jello.
Wait, the pudding?
No, it's a sugar-free jello, yung gelatin.
Yeah.
And then you add your yogurt with your whey protein on top. Kasi high volume siya eh. If you're cutting with.
Yes.
So busog ka na with like a bowl of it. Like let's say half a scoop ata ng yogurt yan. And then yung jello mo is yung mga influencers nila ginagawa yung mga 1.5 kilos daw.
That's perfect. Because I use jello talaga na sugar-free when I'm cutting, because it's it's what you want the taste now.
Oo.
And but I have a custard flavor one.
Yung pudding din.
Na I'm gonna try that. Thanks for that.
Okay, noted on that.
Yes.
We're gonna start our lips and then take that jello supplement. I love it, you guys. Last words, how can we encourage more women to embrace weightlifting as a valuable component in their fitness journey?
Okay, I'll speak from my age group. You don't want it to be too late when you have all these bone problems and your bone density is really low already. You don't want to start when that happens to start lifting. There's so many benefits to lifting. You have, again, that bone density. It'll make you stronger. So for the moms out there, for the people who are going through menopause, women that are going through menopause, it's so important to keep your bone density high at this crucial stage. Second, there's nothing better than feeling strong. Sometimes if I'm having a bad time, it's my therapy. I just show up to the gym or my sport to just kind of de-stress. And after that, no matter how awful your day was, you kind of just, I can handle that. You know, like it's just like your zone. Yeah, I love the win. Sometimes you just need that win to make you feel better. And overall, it's just, you know, you meet a lot of awesome people. Like I'm glad I met you today.
Lift the chair.
Lift the chair.
Closing the chair.
Game na.
We're ready.
Baka tatayo talaga kayo.
Ready na siya.
But what if?
Ayun na. She's kind of warming
She's
up.
stretching na eh.
Well, actually, dun sa yung people my age naman, so late 20s, it's a great time to start lifting weights kasi they said this is our peak year talaga eh. 'Di ba? Tapos, if you want na maging easier yung activities of daily living mo, laking help din ng strength training for you. Parang sinabi ni Ida a while ago na just simple chores like carrying the grocery, lifting the luggage bag, hindi mo na kailangan manghingi ng help pa from other people. And iba talaga yung confidence boost na binibigay ng strength training for you. And aside from this one, is yung selection mo ng fitness goal mo. So meaning, may, for example, if you're someone na on the heavier side na parang sinasabi na you have to lose this huge amount of weight, and then parang kang someone na if you look down the scale, na parang nagkaka-anxiety ka na bakit hindi gumagalaw yung scale. But if you incorporate strength training with your program, hindi mo manonotice na may small changes na sa scale because naka-focus ka ngayon on getting stronger. Parang nadadivert yung focus mo na imbes na sa scale ako tumingin, pwede kasi siyang mag-cause ng some disordered eating kapag nagkaka-anxiety ka na hindi talaga gumagalaw yung weight mo. Nadadivert yung focus mo to getting stronger. And also, meron siyang indirect, strength training, meron kasi siyang indirect relationship with fat loss. Kasi diba, if you're strength training, you're building muscle mass, and then it increases yung paggamit mo ng energy, and then yun yung nagkakos ng fat loss for you. So, if you're someone who wanted to like yung toning, diba? If someone na gusto mo yung toning, don't be scared to lift weights. Kasi weights will really help you to achieve your goal on a faster.
Yeah, there's absolutely no downside.
On 3, lift weights.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Lift weights.
All right, time to lift that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
How can we follow you guys?
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @bepowerful. Yeah,
Be powerful.
Be powerful.
Be powerful. It's be powerful. So that my goal is to make my clients powerful as well.
Nice. My God, after that, my Instagram handle is Ida_Paras.
And powerful.
And powerful.
No, Ida_Paras.
Ida strong.
Yeah, and then check out our studio. Hannah teaches there also, the movement studio. So it's @WeAreTMS.
Yes. Thanks for joining our Women's Month edition of Nutrition Depot podcast. Follow us online, Nutrition Depot, on Instagram, as well as Spotify. See you guys on the next episode. Bye! Nutrition Depot, your fitness fuel.